6 months ago, I started Road to $100,000 as a freshman, where I'm documenting the real process of trying to build wealth while also improving my habits, staying healthy, building relationships, and figuring out college life. Every week, I post 2 videos showing the progress, the setbacks, and the lessons I learn in real time. So follow along with the journey, and hopefully, you can take something away from it too. Episode 50. I cannot believe we're here. I can say I don't have anything special planned for this video. I probably will have something special planned for episode 100, but I didn't think episode 50 was a big enough of an occasion. But currently, we're kind of in like a mini series where I'm explaining each specific realm of my life and of this series a lot more in depth than I usually would, because I noticed that in a lot of my videos, I just kind of randomly say that I'm doing one thing, and I just don't have enough time to explain it in depth. So that's why I'm making full episodes dedicated to explaining each part of my life in depth. And so far, I've made one talking about all of my side hustles that I'm using to like hopefully give me a much better chance at making like a real good amount of money in the future. And then I also explain my plan for investments. So those are the 2 episodes I've made so far, and I'll have the playlist linked here or here. I don't really know. I've never linked a playlist before, but I know you can, so I'm gonna have it here, and I need to keep making episodes for this playlist, so I can have an explanation for everything I'm doing in the series and in my life. And today's episode is going to be about kind of the more average parts of my life, which I still think are pretty good, but there's something that you'd expect from an average person, right? Like my college life, my career, my part-time jobs, stuff like that. The stuff I'm using to, if my side hustles don't eventually get me that exponential growth, then I'll have these things to fall back on and get me that more consistent linear growth, the safe options. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, the college I go to. I'm not going to dox myself too much, but I will say I go to the University of Michigan. It's a very good college, top 20 in the US, and I'm majoring in electrical engineering. I'm currently a rising sophomore, so I just finished my freshman year, and my first year was pretty good, I think. I think I chose the right major in electrical engineering. I know it's very hard, but like the career potential and the money and the jobs, and I really like it. Like everything just looks so good about it. So I really think I did make the right choice with electrical engineering. And so far, like pursuing my career in this, I guess I haven't done that much. I've just been learning a lot about what it is in general and like how I can succeed in it. But I haven't like made anything cool yet, which is what I'm hopefully going to be working on this summer for my resume/portfolio for electrical engineering. I'm going to be working on a project, which I guess I'll just explain here, that I can put, like I just said, on my resume. So the plan for that, and this is also going to give me a lot more knowledge about what electrical engineering actually is, and like my first time really building something in depth. But yeah, what that is pretty much in the summer, I like to go outside into a field that's near my house, and I like to do sprints. I think it's really healthy. It makes me feel really good. And like a lot of people stop sprinting after high school, so I really want to keep that ability. And I know it's healthy in like many ways, so I just want to keep that and not lose it. So that's why I like doing sprints under the sun, in the grass. And so I want to make something that I can wear, like fully build it from scratch, that tracks like the efficiency of my sprints and then like logs that data, and I can do whatever I want with that data. Because I think it'd be very fun over time, understand like how my sprints are changing, if I'm improving and stuff like that. And other than that, a project like this would incorporate many fundamentals of electrical engineering that would look really good on a resume, and it'd be really good for a first project, I think, which I actually have all the parts here. I'm not going to show you, but I ordered them a couple weeks ago. I just have been so busy. I haven't started building anything yet or prototyping. So I'm going to get to that. But enough talk about that project for now. What else should I talk about? What classes have I taken? Let me talk about, for anyone else that's in engineering, you might know some of these classes. So let me just go over quickly what classes I've taken. So I was a bit advanced coming into college because I went to a really good high school and a really good middle school that like accelerated me in a lot of these subjects. So I ended up being able to finish all of calculus in high school. So I didn't have to do any calc in college. I also finished chemistry in high school and maybe a couple other AP classes. So coming into my freshman year, I just took like some foundational engineering classes, but the main ones that stick out were programming in C++ and like data structures. I took that my second semester. It was pretty difficult. I didn't like the programming too much, but I got through it. And then the second class that I liked a bit more was like the main circuits class that you have to take, or at least the first circuits class that you have to take as an electrical engineer. I'm sure they have that. They have that at most colleges. And I actually really enjoyed that. So that made me understand that like electrical engineering is probably for me. And I also took physics. I took physics 1 and 2, and I really like both of them. I had some prior physics experience, and physics 2 didn't go so well for me in the past, but taking it again at Michigan made me feel really good about it. Like I actually really enjoyed it. I like the professor and stuff like that. Um, so for any other class, I think those are my main highlights for my classes. Yeah, nothing else I think there's to talk about there. So besides college, career stuff, major, next year, I guess next year, I guess I'll just quickly touch on this. I'm doing electromagnetism, signals and systems. Um, I mean, those are the main two classes I have to get done. Then just like an intro electrical engineering design class. That's my plan for next semester. Okay, enough talk about classes. But yeah, for those of you that are in engineering, you probably know what some of those are. For the other thing I want to talk about in this video, like my part-time jobs. So I had a part-time job a while ago. Well, I had a couple. I used to be a soccer referee, okay, like a long time ago. And then the next one I got, I tutored. I worked at like it was like a franchise thing, so I went in to work and I tutored kids that came in there. It wasn't like a individual private tutor type of situation, right? It was like a actual place I went to and I tutored for this organization. And I did that my junior and senior year of high school. And then going into college, I didn't have a job. So I started this series. When I started this series in like December 3rd, I think, I ended up getting a job in like the second episode. It was a job I really wanted and I thought it would really be really good for my career and like my resume. And I ended up getting it. And that was like the first big step in this series was getting that job. And I worked that job. Well, I guess I'll give a quick explanation. It was just like working at one of the engineering maker spaces in at Michigan. So I basically oversaw I don't know, a place where you can make a bunch of stuff. Like they just had a ton of like fabrication resources where you can make like anything you can dream of, right? So that was my job for like December. Well, I guess I started in January, but I like interviewed and went through that whole process in December. I started in January and I worked it all the way through April, which is when I got off school into summer. And then for summer, I needed a job to have some income to fall back on. So I ended up getting another job through my university. And I don't want to say too much about it, but I will say that it's all online. It's on Zoom and which is like so convenient, but it's all online and it's like 15-ish hours per week, usually just a little bit more than 15 hours. And so it's like super convenient and it'll give me some good income to fall back on. Um, and if you guys aren't aware, that's like I've been saying that's just money to fall back on because my main side hustle that I've been doing this entire time for years is social media and mainly TikTok, right? I've been posting on TikTok for I think just over 3 years now, I want to say. Wait, I did it sophomore to junior year, junior, senior year now. Yeah, just over 3 years now I've been posting. I've been posting different niches inconsistently, but I talked about that in like 2 videos ago, I think. So if you want to see that, then go to that playlist or just scroll down 2 or 3 videos, maybe it was. But anyway, it's in that playlist. So you can just check that out if you want. But I make a decent amount of money off of that. And recently I've been making more. I've been able to scale it a bit and make some more money off that. So that's hopefully what's going to allow me to really like see some exponential growth in the total for the series and reach that goal of $100,000. But social media is inconsistent, so you definitely want to have some sort of income to fall back on and make sure you're not putting all your eggs into one basket, kind of spreading them out, making sure you're diversifying your life because I mean that's just pretty known to be like the safest options. But anyway, I think that's a pretty solid explanation of everything I got going on. I'm really happy with Michigan and electrical engineering so far. I think I just really like problem solving and math, so that's good for me, I guess. And then yeah, since started the series, I've been pretty consistent with my job, which has been great because I wasn't beforehand. So that was one big step I took in the series. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this realm of my life and this realm of the series. I'm very happy with how everything's going in it. It's been very it's went according to plan, I would say, definitely for sure. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Episode 50 is insane. It feels like yesterday we're on episode 10, and then the episode just started blurring by. I feel like after episode 10, which is weird. I hope that's some people say that's how life goes, but I hope that doesn't happen. But I really want to start like live streaming at some point. I really want to live stream. I don't know who would watch it though. So if anyone's watching this, I've said this before, but comment down below if you'd watch me live stream. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. But yeah, I post every Thursday and Sunday. I'm going to keep continuing with this series all the way, and I'll give you guys a quick total. So I'm sorry, I didn't give a total earlier. I want to start giving one in every episode, but just for reference, we're right now around $4,000. But after I get like all my money from social media coming in and like my paycheck from work and all that, then we're going to make a lot of money in the next couple of months. We should be around like 6K, like $6,000 in the next like month or two, which is um pretty solid progress. We're going to start, it is starting to ramp up a little bit. So that's definitely what I'm looking for. Okay, without further ado, yeah, like I said, I post every Thursday and Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in on Sunday, yeah, in a few days for the next episode 51, and peace.